Question 1. A Scrum Master observes that the development team is consistently struggling to meet their sprint commitments due to frequent interruptions from external stakeholders. What is the most appropriate action for the Scrum Master to take? A. Escalate the issue directly to the project sponsor for resolution. B. Coach the development team on how to politely decline interruptions. C. Facilitate a discussion with the stakeholders and the product owner to manage expectations and protect the team. D. Add a new user story to the product backlog to address stakeholder interference. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with the stakeholders and the product owner to manage expectations and protect the team. The Scrum Master acts as a servant leader, and a key aspect of this role is protecting the development team from external distractions and impediments that hinder their progress. Facilitating a discussion with relevant stakeholders and the product owner is the most effective approach, as it directly addresses the root cause of the interruptions by fostering communication and setting clear boundaries, thereby enabling the team to focus on their work. This proactive engagement helps establish an understanding of the team's capacity and the importance of minimizing disruptions for effective delivery. Remember, the Scrum Master removes impediments and coaches the organization on Scrum, not just the team. Question 2. During an Agile project, a critical stakeholder raises a new, high-priority feature request midway through a sprint. The development team is concerned that incorporating this feature will jeopardize the sprint goal. What is the best course of action? A. Add the new feature to the current sprint backlog immediately. B. Inform the stakeholder that no changes can be made until the next sprint. C. Discuss the new feature with the product owner to re-evaluate the sprint backlog and potentially negotiate with the stakeholder. D. Ask the development team to work overtime to accommodate the new feature without affecting the sprint goal. Answer: C. Discuss the new feature with the product owner to re-evaluate the sprint backlog and potentially negotiate with the stakeholder. In Agile, the product owner is the sole person responsible for managing the product backlog and maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. When a new high-priority feature emerges mid-sprint, the product owner must assess its impact on the sprint goal and the existing sprint backlog, potentially negotiating with the stakeholder regarding its urgency and scope. It's crucial not to simply add new work or refuse it outright, but to have the product owner, in collaboration with the team, decide how best to adapt to ensure continued value delivery without compromising the current sprint goal or team stability. This approach embodies agility by responding to change while maintaining focus on the sprint commitment. Question 3. A key principle of the Agile Manifesto states that our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. What does early and continuous delivery primarily aim to achieve? A. Minimizing the overall project budget. B. Reducing the need for stakeholder feedback. C. Providing tangible value and opportunities for frequent feedback. D. Completing all project features before the market demand shifts. Answer: C. Providing tangible value and opportunities for frequent feedback. Early and continuous delivery in Agile methodologies means regularly releasing working increments of the product to customers, often at the end of each sprint. This approach is fundamental because it provides immediate, tangible value to the customer and creates frequent opportunities for them to inspect the product and provide feedback, which is then incorporated into subsequent iterations. This constant feedback loop helps ensure the product evolves to meet true customer needs and market demands, rather than waiting until the very end to discover misalignments. The aim is to create a dynamic partnership where customer input directly shapes the product's development. Question 4. What is the primary purpose of the daily Scrum, or daily stand-up, in an Agile project? A. To report progress to the project manager and stakeholders. B. To discuss problems and find solutions in a long, detailed meeting. C. To synchronize activities and create a plan for the next 24 hours for the development team. D. To review the sprint backlog and reprioritize items with the product owner. Answer: C. To synchronize activities and create a plan for the next 24 hours for the development team. The daily Scrum is a short, time-boxed event, typically 15 minutes, specifically for the development team to synchronize their activities and plan their work for the next 24 hours. During this meeting, team members share what they did yesterday that helped achieve the sprint goal, what they plan to do today, and any impediments blocking their progress. This structure fosters self-organization, identifies potential issues early, and ensures the team remains focused on the sprint goal, ultimately improving collaboration and efficiency. It is not a status meeting for external parties, but a planning meeting for the team. Question 5. In a Scrum environment, which artifact provides the ordered list of all known work that needs to be done to achieve the product vision? A. Sprint backlog. B. Product increment. C. Product backlog. D. Burndown chart. Answer: C. Product backlog. The product backlog is the single, authoritative source of all work that needs to be done on the product, acting as a dynamic, ordered list of product requirements, features, functions, enhancements, and bug fixes. It is continuously refined and reordered by the product owner to reflect changes in customer needs, market conditions, or technology. This artifact guides the development team on what to build next, ensuring that the most valuable items are always at the top and are considered for the upcoming sprint. Think of it as the living, to-do list for the entire product's development journey. Question 6. A project team is struggling with frequent changes in requirements and high uncertainty. Which Agile approach would be most suitable for this situation? A. Predictive, waterfall. B. Hybrid. C. Adaptive, Agile. D. Critical path method. Answer: C. Adaptive, Agile. Adaptive approaches, such as Agile methodologies, are specifically designed to thrive in environments characterized by high uncertainty, frequent changes, and evolving requirements. Unlike predictive approaches that plan extensively upfront, Agile emphasizes iterative development, continuous feedback, and flexibility to adapt to new information. This makes it ideal for projects where the final solution is not fully understood at the outset, allowing the team to inspect and adapt regularly to deliver the most valuable product. When uncertainty is high, Agile provides the necessary flexibility to navigate the unknown effectively. Question 7. What is the primary purpose of the sprint retrospective in Scrum? A. To showcase the completed work to stakeholders and get feedback. B. To re-estimate the remaining work on the product backlog. C. To inspect how the last sprint went regarding people, relationships, processes, and tools, and to identify and implement improvements. D. To plan the work for the upcoming sprint. Answer: C. To inspect how the last sprint went regarding people, relationships, processes, and tools, and to identify and implement improvements. The sprint retrospective is a key event in Scrum dedicated to continuous improvement, allowing the Scrum team to inspect their performance during the preceding sprint. The team collaborates to identify what went well, what could be improved, and actionable plans for implementing those improvements in the next sprint. This self-examination and adaptation loop is crucial for fostering a culture of learning and refinement, ensuring the team's processes and effectiveness continually evolve over time. It's the moment for the team to look inward and enhance their way of working. Question 8. In an Agile context, what is the definition of done, DoD? A. A checklist of tasks completed by the Scrum Master at the end of the sprint. B. A formal agreement with the customer on when the project is considered finished. C. A shared understanding of what it means for work to be complete and ready for release. D. A list of all outstanding bugs identified during testing. Answer: C. A shared understanding of what it means for work to be complete and ready for release. The definition of done, DoD, is a crucial shared understanding within an Agile team, particularly in Scrum, that defines the quality standards and criteria an increment must meet for it to be considered done. This definition ensures transparency by providing a common understanding of when work is truly complete and releasable, encompassing aspects like coding standards, testing, documentation, and integration. Adhering to the DoD helps ensure consistent quality and reduces the likelihood of incomplete or buggy features, promoting a predictable and reliable delivery process. It's the team's commitment to quality and completeness for every piece of delivered functionality. Question 9. An Agile team is measuring its velocity. What does velocity represent in an Agile project? A. The speed at which individual team members complete their tasks. B. The amount of business value delivered in a specific period. C. The amount of product backlog items converted into an increment by a Scrum team during a sprint. D. The total number of hours spent by the team on a project. Answer: C. The amount of product backlog items converted into an increment by a Scrum team during a sprint. Velocity is a key Agile metric that measures the amount of work a Scrum team can complete and deliver during a single sprint, typically expressed in story points or number of completed items. It helps the team forecast how much work they can realistically commit to in future sprints and provides a data point for predicting project completion. While it reflects productivity, its primary value lies in its use as a planning tool for the team to understand their capacity and make reliable commitments, improving predictability over time. Think of it as the team's throughput rate, aiding in future planning. Question 10. A product owner is continuously struggling to prioritize items in the product backlog due to conflicting stakeholder demands. What is the most effective approach for the product owner to address this challenge? A. Prioritize based on the loudest stakeholders' demands. B. Use a clear, objective prioritization framework, such as weighted shortest job first, WSJF, or Moscow. C. Let the development team decide on the priority of backlog items. D. Remove all stakeholders from the prioritization process. Answer: B. Use a clear, objective prioritization framework, such as weighted shortest job first, WSJF, or Moscow. The product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product, which includes effectively prioritizing the product backlog. When faced with conflicting stakeholder demands, relying on an objective prioritization framework like Moscow, must have, should have, could have, want have, or weighted shortest job first, WSJF, provides a systematic and transparent way to make decisions based on defined criteria like business value, risk reduction, and time criticality. This approach helps to rationalize decisions, align stakeholders, and ensure that the most valuable items are always addressed first, bringing clarity to complex prioritization challenges. It provides a structured method to navigate competing interests and deliver optimal value. Question 11. What is the main characteristic of a cross-functional team in an Agile environment? A. Each team member specializes in one specific area, e.g., only testing or only coding. B. The team relies heavily on external specialists for most tasks. C. The team possesses all the necessary skills within itself to deliver a product increment without relying on external dependencies. D. Team members rotate roles frequently to learn new skills. Answer: C. The team possesses all the necessary skills within itself to deliver a product increment without relying on external dependencies. A cross-functional team in Agile is composed of individuals who collectively possess all the skills required to complete the work and deliver a valuable, shippable product increment. This means the team has the expertise for design, development, testing, and deployment built within its own members, reducing reliance on external departments or individuals. This inherent self-sufficiency fosters autonomy, reduces bottlenecks, and significantly speeds up the delivery process, as the team can complete tasks end-to-end without waiting for outside help. It's about having all the ingredients for success readily available within the team itself. Question 12. During a sprint, the development team realizes they will not be able to complete all the forecast work by the end of the sprint, despite their best efforts. What action should they take? A. Independently remove the lowest priority items from the sprint backlog. B. Inform the product owner immediately and collaborate to adjust the sprint scope. C. Work overtime to ensure all items are completed as initially planned. D. Wait until the sprint review to disclose the incomplete work. Answer: B. Inform the product owner immediately and collaborate to adjust the sprint scope. Transparency and adaptation are core Agile principles. If the development team realizes they cannot complete the sprint's forecast work, they should immediately communicate this to the product owner. The product owner, who is responsible for maximizing value, will then collaborate with the team to discuss options, which might include adjusting the sprint scope by deselecting or negotiating certain items to ensure the most valuable work is still completed and the sprint goal remains achievable. This proactive communication and collaborative adjustment allow for timely course correction and protect the sprint goal and the team's sustainability. Question 13. An organization is transitioning to Agile. Project managers from the traditional environment are concerned about their future roles. How does the PMP exam typically view the evolution of the project manager's role in an Agile context? A. The role becomes obsolete as teams are self-managing. B. The project manager transforms into a servant leader, facilitator, and coach. C. The project manager retains all traditional responsibilities but applies them faster. D. The project manager solely focuses on administrative tasks and reporting. Answer: B. The project manager transforms into a servant leader, facilitator, and coach. In an Agile environment, the traditional project manager's role evolves significantly, shifting from command and control to a more facilitative and supportive stance. They often transition into roles like Scrum Master, Agile Coach, or a similar leadership position where they serve the team, remove impediments, coach on Agile practices, and facilitate ceremonies, rather than directing tasks. This transformation emphasizes empowering self-organizing teams and fostering an environment where value can be delivered effectively, aligning with the principles of servant leadership. The focus moves from directly managing tasks to enabling the team's success. Question 14. What is a key benefit of practicing continuous integration, CI, in an Agile project? A. It eliminates the need for separate testing phases. B. It ensures all code is written by a single developer. C. It reduces integration problems by merging code frequently and testing early. D. It allows for detailed upfront planning of all system components. Answer: C. It reduces integration problems by merging code frequently and testing early. Continuous integration, CI, is a development practice where developers frequently merge their code changes into a central repository, typically multiple times a day. Each merge is then automatically verified by a build and automated test suite. The key benefit of CI is that it significantly reduces the painful and time-consuming integration issues that often arise when developers work in isolation for long periods, by identifying and resolving conflicts and bugs early and often. This practice leads to a more stable code base and faster feedback on new changes, enabling rapid delivery of working software. By integrating frequently, you catch problems before they become massive headaches. Question 15. The Agile Manifesto emphasizes individuals and interactions over processes and tools. What does this value primarily advocate for? A. Disregarding all processes and tools in favor of informal chats. B. Focusing on effective communication and collaboration among team members. C. Prioritizing individual genius over team collaboration. D. Using only the most advanced software tools for project management. Answer: B. Focusing on effective communication and collaboration among team members. The Agile Manifesto's emphasis on individuals and interactions over processes and tools highlights that while processes and tools are important, the effectiveness of a project relies more heavily on the human element, the quality of communication, collaboration, and relationships among the people involved. It advocates for fostering an environment where individuals can interact effectively, share knowledge, and solve problems together, rather than rigidly adhering to predefined processes or becoming overly dependent on specific tools. This value champions the power of human connection and adaptive collaboration as the primary drivers of success. It's about empowering people to work together efficiently. Question 16. When should an Agile team typically update its sprint backlog? A. Only during sprint planning at the beginning of the sprint. B. At the daily Scrum, if the team identifies new or changed work necessary to achieve the sprint goal. C. At the end of the sprint, during the sprint review. D. Only by the product owner when new items are added to the product backlog. Answer: B. At the daily Scrum, if the team identifies new or changed work necessary to achieve the sprint goal. The sprint backlog is a highly transparent and real-time artifact that belongs to the development team. While it's created during sprint planning, it is a living document that the development team continuously updates during the sprint, particularly during the daily Scrum. If the team discovers new work, needs to adjust estimates, or realizes a different approach is required to achieve the sprint goal, they modify the sprint backlog accordingly. This continuous adaptation reflects the team's evolving understanding and plan for meeting the sprint goal, making it a dynamic rather than static artifact. Question 17. In a Kanban system, what is the primary purpose of limiting work in progress, WIP? A. To ensure all tasks are completed by a single person. B. To reduce multitasking, improve focus, and speed up flow. C. To force team members to work overtime. D. To prevent any new work from entering the system. Answer: B. To reduce multitasking, improve focus, and speed up flow. Limiting work in progress, WIP, is a fundamental principle in Kanban that restricts the maximum number of items in each stage of the workflow at any given time. The primary purpose of WIP limits is to reduce multitasking, allowing individuals and teams to focus on completing fewer items before starting new ones. This focus leads to improved quality, faster throughput, and a more predictable flow of work through the system, as bottlenecks become more visible and are addressed promptly. It's about optimizing the flow of value by preventing overwhelming the system. Question 18. What is the primary output of sprint planning in Scrum? A. A detailed Gantt chart for the entire project. B. A comprehensive risk register. C. A sprint goal and a sprint backlog. D. A formal change request document. Answer: C. A sprint goal and a sprint backlog. Sprint planning is the first event of a sprint where the Scrum team collaboratively plans the work to be performed in the upcoming sprint. The two primary outputs of this meeting are the sprint goal, which defines the objective the sprint will achieve, and the sprint backlog, which is a forecast by the development team of the functionality that will be developed during the sprint to meet that goal, along with the plan for delivering it. These artifacts provide clarity and focus for the development team's efforts throughout the sprint. Question 19. An Agile project team wants to ensure that stakeholders are continuously engaged and provide feedback throughout the project lifecycle. What is the most effective Agile practice to achieve this? A. Holding a single, comprehensive review meeting at the end of the project. B. Sending weekly email updates to all stakeholders. C. Conducting regular sprint reviews where stakeholders can inspect the increment and provide direct feedback. D. Limiting stakeholder interaction to formal, predefined gateways. Answer: C. Conducting regular sprint reviews where stakeholders can inspect the increment and provide direct feedback. In Agile, particularly Scrum, the sprint review is a crucial event designed for transparency and direct stakeholder engagement. During this meeting, the Scrum team presents the completed increment, allowing stakeholders to inspect the working product, provide immediate feedback, and discuss future adaptations. This regular, hands-on interaction ensures that the product evolves in line with stakeholder needs and expectations, fostering a collaborative partnership and ensuring the project remains aligned with value delivery. It's the primary avenue for live, interactive feedback and course correction. Question 20. What is a common way for an Agile team to manage and visualize their work items and their progression through different stages? A. Using a waterfall project plan. B. Employing a physical or digital Kanban board. C. Relying solely on verbal communication during daily stand-ups. D. Maintaining a static list of tasks in a spreadsheet. Answer: B. Employing a physical or digital Kanban board. Kanban boards are highly effective visual management tools widely used by Agile teams to manage and visualize the flow of work. They typically consist of columns representing different stages of a workflow, e.g., to do, in progress, done, and cards representing individual work items or tasks. Moving cards across the board provides a clear, real-time overview of work progression, identifies bottlenecks, and promotes transparency within the team and to stakeholders. It's an intuitive way to track work and ensure everyone understands the current status of tasks. Question 21. Which statement best describes the concept of self-organizing teams in Agile? A. Teams that independently decide their own project deadlines and budget. B. Teams that are empowered to decide the best way to accomplish their work. C. Teams that manage themselves without any external guidance or leadership. D. Teams where individual members choose their own tasks regardless of team goals. Answer: B. Teams that are empowered to decide the best way to accomplish their work. Self-organizing teams in Agile are groups of individuals who are empowered and accountable for determining the most effective way to complete their work and achieve the project or sprint goal. While they operate within established boundaries and receive guidance from product owners or Scrum masters, they collectively decide how to best approach tasks, allocate responsibilities, and resolve issues without needing constant direction from a traditional manager. This empowerment fosters increased ownership, innovation, and efficiency, leveraging the collective intelligence of the team. It's about giving the team the autonomy to figure out the how for themselves. Question 22. When is a hybrid Agile approach typically most beneficial for a project? A. When the project environment is entirely predictable and requirements are stable. B. When the project involves high technical uncertainty but a clear, fixed scope. C. When parts of the project are well-defined and stable, while other parts are evolving and uncertain. D. When the project team has no prior experience with either Agile or traditional methods. Answer: C. When parts of the project are well-defined and stable, while other parts are evolving and uncertain. A hybrid Agile approach combines elements of both traditional, predictive, and Agile, adaptive, methodologies. It is most beneficial when a project has a mix of characteristics. Certain components or phases are stable and can benefit from upfront planning, while others are characterized by high uncertainty, evolving requirements, or technical complexity that demand flexibility and iterative development. This blended approach allows organizations to leverage the strengths of both paradigms, tailoring the methodology to suit the specific needs of different project elements, thereby optimizing overall project delivery. It's about finding the right balance for mixed predictability. Question 23. What is a key characteristic of value-driven delivery in Agile projects? A. Delivering all planned features at once at the very end of the project. B. Prioritizing and delivering the highest business value items frequently. C. Focusing solely on technical excellence, regardless of customer needs. D. Maximizing the number of features delivered, irrespective of their value. Answer: B. Prioritizing and delivering the highest business value items frequently. Value-driven delivery is a core principle in Agile, emphasizing the continuous identification, prioritization, and delivery of the highest business value items throughout the project lifecycle. Instead of waiting until the end, Agile teams aim to deliver working increments of the most valuable features frequently, ensuring that the customer receives tangible benefits early and continuously. This approach maximizes return on investment, reduces waste, and allows for early validation of market fit, making sure the product evolves in the most impactful way possible. It's about getting the most important things into the customer's hands as soon as possible. Question 24. A team is using a burndown chart. What does this chart primarily show? A. The total amount of money spent on the project over time. B. The remaining work in a sprint or project over time. C. The number of defects identified and fixed each day. D. The velocity of the team over several sprints. Answer: B. The remaining work in a sprint or project over time. A burndown chart is a graphical representation commonly used in Agile to track the progress of a sprint or an entire project. It visually depicts the amount of work remaining, e.g., in story points or hours, against the time left to complete it. As work is completed, the burndown line moves downwards, providing a quick visual indication of whether the team is on track to finish the committed work by the deadline. It's an excellent tool for transparency and identifying potential deviations early. Question 25. Which aspect is emphasized by the Agile principle? Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. A. Completing every single task planned, regardless of its importance. B. Doing the bare minimum to get by and ignoring quality. C. Focusing on delivering only what is truly essential and valuable, avoiding unnecessary complexity. D. Outsourcing complex tasks to other teams. Answer: C. Focusing on delivering only what is truly essential and valuable, avoiding unnecessary complexity. The Agile principle of simplicity advocates for identifying and delivering only the most essential and valuable features, actively avoiding unnecessary complexity or work that does not contribute directly to the product's value. It encourages teams to question whether a feature or task truly adds value and, if not, to eliminate it, thereby maximizing the efficiency of effort and ensuring that resources are focused on what truly matters. This approach prevents feature bloat, reduces waste, and keeps the product lean and focused on core functionality. Always ask yourself, is this truly necessary and does it add significant value?